Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. It's the Premier League and it's week 20. 10 helmets, we want to be taking them off and we want to be enjoying plenty fruits from plenty winners. Now, we are waiting. Obviously, we're filming this while the Arsenal game's just about to start in about half an hour against Newcastle. That's the second leg of the Premier League parlay, and boy, do we need that. Also, if Arsenal win 2-0, then we'll show a tiny bit of profit. And after the weekend's results, which were mostly unders, we definitely need it. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that I'll notify you, or we will notify you, and you'll never miss any content again. And if you press the link in the description, that'll take you over to articles wrote by either Alex or Tan or Martin. And there's plenty meat on plenty bones and plenty sports. So get yourself over there and do me a favour and just press that link. I've got Martin and I've got Matt with me. Martin, yes, we're looking forward to Arsenal. Quick briefing on how the weekend went, especially with Liverpool, Man United both drawing and Man City winning.
Yeah, it was a big game at the big game at the top of the Premier League. Man United and Liverpool obviously both dropped points, which plays right into the hands of Man City, who picked up a very convincing victory over Crystal Palace. Leicester also won to put the pressure on the teams around them, so it's shaping up to be a fantastic title race. Very congested up the top there, but I think Man City are building up a lot of momentum right now and they're looking really good. But yeah, it looks like another good midweek card of fixtures. Looking forward to breaking them down with you guys, and also looking forward to the Arsenal game in half an hour. Steve Bruce is playing 3 strikers: Wilson, Joe Linton and Andy Carroll, all up front. I've never seen him play such an attacking lineup, so hopefully it stays under 4.5 goals. Fingers crossed.
Sounds to me as only one of them is actually a striker, and that's Callum Wilson. Matt, how unlucky were we last week, losing Danny Ings on our Southampton bet an hour after we did the show. And secondly, Maddison and Vardy both turned up, and that's the beauty, I suppose, if you wait until the lineups, but it's not so good if you jump on a price early.
Definitely. I mean, that's been one of the things this season that's made everything so much more difficult than normal. And in the past, it's just, just like that. We were going through it. Is Vardy and Maddison going to play? Okay, then I like both teams to score. Okay, Ings, or maybe they're not going to play and Ings is going to be ready to go. Like you said, 30 minutes or so after the show, Ings is ruled out. It flips things completely when, I actually ended up betting Leicester in that match and I sent it out on Twitter. So that's kind of why it's important maybe to check our Twitter accounts at times, because things do change over the course of a few days. And that's what this is really all about. Sometimes, like with this COVID-19 pandemic, I mean, it's about checking lineups and making sure that some of the guys that you want in are in. So, yeah, as always, it's a short week here. United, Liverpool. Oh, gosh, that was a foolish bet on my part, that both teams to score, and United at plus 500. But I broke it down really well, at least. 2 of the last. So now it's like 2 of 14 matches between the two have been under 2.5. It was a stone cold under and a stone cold draw. So, yeah, they've really missed their shooting boots.
Yeah, plus 285. Thank you very much. Jog on. Also, Matt makes a great point. They are our Twitter handles underneath our names. Give us a follow, because myself personally, I'm doing a lot of in-play games now where it's best to have a little look to see how teams are starting, and we're having a hell of a lot of success on that. Now, anyway, let's crack straight on. West Ham minus 160, draw plus 300, West Brom plus 575. Martin, both of these teams on the back of victories. Narrow victories at that, but West Ham, if they get themselves in front, it's almost game over.
Yeah, I had West Ham to beat Burnley at the weekend, and I was delighted to see that one come in. Like I said on the last show, it's a new West Ham that we've got now. They're not the brittle, poor defensive side that we've seen and come to know in recent years. They're a lot tougher under David Moyes. He's got rid of players like Felipe Anderson and Sebastian Haller, and he's put in grafters that are going to fight for every ball. It stood them in good stead against Burnley, and I think it will stand them in good stead against West Brom as well. Obviously, West Brom had a good result at the weekend, and that's given them a glimmer of hope in the relegation battle. But West Ham are on a roll right now. They're playing really well, stringing a lot of wins together, and West Brom are still a pretty poor team. I don't think Sam Allardyce is going to totally turn them around that quickly. So the odds on West Ham are attractive. Throw in unders for a classic bet, and that's what I'm going for.
West Ham and under 4.5.
Yeah.
Okay, don't sound too bad. I can't trust either of these sides because there's no value at the -160 of West Ham, Matt.
Yeah, there's not a ton of value on the -160, but I think Martin has the right angle here. If you're going to take West Ham, there's been so many unders that have been coming in left and right. It's West Ham in the under 4.5, and you can find that around evens. That looks pretty good. Just looking at some of the other markets, unders really until they they fall off really right now. It's been unders. Flash, you caught that one out a few weeks ago, and for some reason, I haven't been taking enough of them. So I believe that a lot of these matches are still, it's cold, and it sets up for unders. But yeah, I like Martin's play here.
And the pitches are a bit dodgy as well. There's been a lot of snow north of Watford. In fact, Martin, you're in the south. You even had snow.
We haven't had any snow here. No, my children are really sad. They want snow.
Really? My friend was in Surrey, and he said he had snow.
Yeah, I'm down by the coast. It doesn't seem to snow here.
Oh, you're on the other side of the North Downs, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm south. I'm south of the Downs, and we're not getting
that's no
snow,
good. Okay, anyway, a quick geography lesson. But yeah, be careful. Some of the pitches are really rutted up, and basically they're going to need another couple of weeks. Okay, let's move on. I fancy there's goals in this game. Matt, I'll come to you first. Leicester +200, draw +255, and Chelsea at +135. Again, both sides got their 3 points. Both sides kept clean sheets. Leicester got absolutely battered by Southampton for 40 minutes, but the quality of Southampton in the final third cost them, and then Leicester broke away, scored a goal, and never looked back.
Yeah, it's a very tough match. It's a match basically of a team in Leicester that know exactly what their starting 11 is, and they really don't change it too often. So there's a lot of continuity with the Foxes versus Chelsea, who we've talked about. It's just a few players here and there. They don't really fit the system. It's square pegs and round holes, like you've mentioned all season, really now, Flash. So I would go here with the continuity and the line is starting to come down now. I looked at it this morning. I saw Leicester around the +205s. It's around +180 now. So money is coming in on the Foxes. I agree with it here. I've gone with Leicester +0.25 of a goal here. Give me that little head start here, -115. It'll be a really tough match. I can see draw being in play, but I just like the continuity of Leicester more so than Chelsea right now.
I think we've got to go with goals, though, haven't we, Martin? I think the Alex Classic's 100% in play. Don't care who wins.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of with Matt. I'm leaning towards Chelsea for this. Sorry, I'm leaning towards Leicester for this one. They've been Freudian slip there. They've been in good form on a long unbeaten streak. Very impressive against Southampton, who, despite missing players, are still a very good team. And Leicester could have won that by even more goals. They were playing really well on the break, and that's the sort of football that they can employ against Chelsea. They do it quite a lot against the supposedly better teams. I saw the Arsenal game that they played earlier in the season. They sat back the whole time and then sucker punch right at the end. So I'd always be a little bit wary that they could do a similar job on Chelsea. But I think they're going to be full of confidence right now. I'm inclined to lean towards Leicester as well. I like the idea of giving them 1/4 of a goal, but I've just gone Leicester draw no bet at +125, hoping that they get the job done. Chelsea are still in poor form, even though they beat 10-man Fulham at the weekend. They're not playing well right now. So
yeah, it's hard to play against 10 men, and also I'm firmly believing that Chelsea will click at some stage, and they are going to batter somebody. And obviously, you two boys have both gone for Leicester, so. Listen, I've got to go with the Alex Classic. I've got to go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Now, the next game, it's a dodgy old pitch, this. Leeds have got a few players out. We don't know about Danny Ings. Martin, Leeds at +125, draw +275, and Southampton a massive +185. I've been robbed again because I've actually gone with Southampton at +175. I think they're going to be far too streetwise for these boys, especially when Leeds have got players out.
Yeah, I can't really touch this game just because the way Leeds have been playing recently. We thought they were this sort of marauding, gung-ho team that loved to pour men forward, and they were playing really well, but they've seemingly run out of steam in recent weeks. Gone 3 games without scoring, didn't offer too much against Brighton at the weekend. I think that is the worry with Leeds. When they have a heavy fixture list, they get tired. They run around so much and charge about the place that fatigue creeps in and the results go south. So
squad depth as well. They can't rotate and bring in the quality that they're replacing.
They don't have it, and that's why I like the idea of your Southampton bet. Now I come to think of it, I'd prefer to wait, like we said earlier, and see the starting 11. You know, if Danny Ings is playing, I'd be inclined to go with Southampton too.
Yeah, plus 175, Matt. It looks like you couldn't put anyone off of draw no bet, which would probably still be around minus 110, minus 115.
Yeah, this is a tricky one to call. I'm not going to stick my nose out really until I find out some more information on these two. But my gosh, if the pitch looks anything like it did in the last match for Leeds, unders. That right when the match started against Brighton, we could tell, whoa, this pitch just doesn't look right. It's slow. And you know what that leads to? It's unders. And that's where I would be if I had to play this one. But for right now, it's a pass. That's maybe a good look to look for in play.
Okay, the boys in the chat are saying postponed this match. What do you mean it's postponed? It's Leeds versus Southampton is postponed. Can you put a little bit more meat on the bone for me there, please? Well, because I'm on Southampton, I don't mind if it's postponed. It means it's one unit I've not thrown away when I've been making so much in Serie A and Bundesliga. Let's move on because I've got a bit of a skew whiff look at this game. Man City minus 375, Matt. Draw plus 580. And Villa at plus 1,400. Now, I know that Villa have all been rested because of COVID. I think that's going to work in their favour. I'm actually going with Villa plus 1.5 goals at plus 110. Man City, I know they won 4-0 yesterday against a depleted, tired, knackered Palace outfit. I think Villa are strong. And they went and taught Man United a lesson, even they got beat 2-1. If they get beat by the only goal, I win.
Yeah, this is a good match here. This is you touched on it perfectly. Villa getting a lot of rest here. City have been clean sheet monsters over the last few weeks. I quite liked City win 0 in the last match. I liked it the match before. They've been winning 0. This is a different type of scoring animal, in my opinion. If I had to play this game, I think that both teams to score at minus 105 looks intriguing. I don't know if I can pull the trigger. I'll need to see the Villa lineup, make sure that everybody's in there, and that they can hit City out on the break, because that's what it's going to take, because City is going to dominate the ball here. But we've seen Villa really hit some big teams on the break this season. When you talk about the Liverpool 7-1 and how they bashed Arsenal one time as well. So they can score goals. I believe that they could put one past City here, and both teams to score looks decent for now.
And if it's both teams to score, then Barca's come up with at plus 180, Man City to win and both teams to score. Martin, Villa, I'm so close to going double chance, but I just don't know who's going to play and whether they're all recovered from COVID or if any of them were even involved in the COVID.
I've got to go for Man City. I've been so impressed with them in recent weeks. These teams met in January and it finished 6-1 to Man City. On aggregate last season, they beat Aston Villa 9-1. I know it's not. It's a different Aston Villa team this time around. They've got a couple of fresh faces in, but I think Man City is still vastly superior. Just watching them yesterday, they were phenomenal. Kevin De Bruyne was just unplayable throughout the game. And when Bernardo Silva and Gundogan are playing as well, they've just got so much quality. Phil Foden didn't start in that game. Fresh legs, they can bring in players that can come on and cause Aston Villa all sorts of problems. I think they go out there and have a good, strong first half and go on and win the game. So I've gone Man City half-time, full-time.
Half-time, full-time. We don't mind that, though. 1-0, 2-1. We're happy with that. 1-0 at half-time, 2-1 at full-time. We both win. Okay, Fulham plus 530, draw plus 300, Man United at minus 170. If ever there was an unders game, maybe a Man United win 0, is this it?
Yeah, this is looking like not a very exciting game for the neutral fans to be watching. Fulham have just been sucking the life out of every match they've played recently. They've got a bit of quality going forward with Ademola Lookman, but mainly they've succeeded by keeping things really tight, not sending too many men forward, not taking too many risks, and it's worked for them. They've drawn a lot of games. They did pretty well with 10 men against Chelsea. They threatened a couple of times. I think both of these teams are going to be a bit tired here. Can't imagine it's going to be a particularly open and entertaining game. I was looking at giving Fulham like a plus 1.5 Asian handicap or something like that, but couldn't quite find the value. So, yeah, I've stuck with the goals and I'm going under 2.75 goals.
So what about Man United to win and under 4.5 at around minus 120?
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm just a little bit nervous about Fulham getting a draw in this one. They're draw merchants, aren't they? And Man United will be tired after that Liverpool game, so I wouldn't rule out Fulham nicking a point here.
Okay, so you've got Fulham getting something. Manchester United, they seem to be like just turning the screw where they've got 6 men behind the ball at all times, and it's going to leave the forward boys to get on with it, Matt.
Yes, this is a tough match. I do think that Martin's right. I think that United need to be extremely focused here, or they could drop points, because Fulham have been pretty tough at home in the last few weeks. And the recent time suggests that they will keep this tight. Like you guys mentioned, unders look like a decent play here. Unders look like a decent play pretty much everywhere right now, it seems to me. So that's one of those. But I do think that United have enough quality to squeak one out here. I think that this is like a 1-0, maybe a 2-0 United, and I've gone with United and under 4.5 goals. They just need to be really focused and ready to go. Cavani should come back in and start in this kind of match. They're not going to be looking to play on the break. So yeah, I believe that they'll have enough quality to get by Fulham, just like Chelsea did. So, and I rate United a little bit higher than Chelsea. So I believe that they should be able to get all 3 points here. And it's about minus 110 really on United and under 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's minus 120 now at 1.85. Barcelona says Man United to score a penalty, or is that Man United just to get a penalty? Oh, yeah, score a penalty at plus 300. Okay, well, I'll come to you then, Matt, because obviously you are the Liverpool fan. Liverpool minus 500, draw plus 650, Burnley at a massive plus 1900. How concerned are you with the amount of goals that they're not scoring, Liverpool, but how concerned are you about the chances they're creating?
Yeah, they're not clear cut. I can tell you that. And Burnley's they're gonna offer a different type of challenge, as we know, guys. I mean, they play a completely different way, really, to anyone else in this league. And I mean, they're gonna try and hit, Henderson and Fabinho and see if they're up for these long balls. Not many teams do that. They're gonna put pressure on them. This looks like a get-right game for Liverpool, where they should be able to bag a couple against Burnley. But my gosh, I wouldn't want anything to do with this match unless I'm looking at unders. I'm looking at under 3.5 goals at minus 150. That looks pretty good. Burnley rarely get beat by one or more than one. This looks like maybe a 2-1, a 2-0, a 1-0, something like that. I think it's going to be tight for quite some time. And Liverpool have struggled to score even against, the Villa under 18. So I think that unders would be the way to go here.
Okay, I like Sadio Mane to score at any time because he just keeps going in there, Martin.
Yeah, Liverpool have gone 4 games without a win. I can't see why they should be priced at minus 500 to win this game when they're in such poor form. I went for them to beat Man United. That was one of the bets I got wrong at the weekend. I think I was ahead.
There weren't many of them.
Not many of them. But yeah, I wouldn't have bet on them had I seen the starting 11. As soon as I saw Henderson and Fabinho playing together at defence, my heart sank, because he had to have played one of the youngsters alongside Fabinho and pushed Jordan Henderson up into midfield. They don't have the right balance. If they're starting like that again, I wouldn't even be confident in them beating Burnley, especially like Matt said, when they're pinging balls into the likes of Barnes. Burnley are very good in the air, so I think they could have a few problems in this game. Don't like the look of it at all. I'm going to pass it.
Okay, let's not mess about. Let's have a little look and see where the shekels have gone this week, please, Fab. Okay, Martin's picks. He's gone for West Ham to win and under 4.5 goals at plus 100. Leicester, draw no bet, plus 125. Man City, half-time, full-time, minus 120. And Fulham, under 2.75 goals in the game, minus 109. Matt's picks. He's gone for Leicester at plus 0.25 at minus 115. And Man United and under 4.5 goals at minus 110. Leicester, Chelsea, Alex Classic at plus 100. Southampton to win, plus 175, and Villa plus 1.5 at plus 110. 2-team parlay. Obviously, we're hoping Arsenal get the first one done from last week. What are we going to go for, please, Martin?
That is pretty tricky, Flash. That is pretty tricky.
What about Leicester, Chelsea, both teams to score? You like that?
I don't know. I like West Ham to beat West Brom for my selection.
Okay, so West Ham minus 160, just straightforward. And under 4.5 was what price?
I think it was even money, plus 100.
Yeah, even.
Plus 100. So we're going to go with West Ham to win and under 4.5 goals. Matt?
I kind of like unders in Liverpool Burnley until I don't know. I just think that they're going to
spank someone, aren't they?
They could, but man, they are really struggling to break down teams with a low block, and we know what Dyche is going to throw out there. It's going to be a low block.
Do you fancy Man United and under 4.5?
I do. Yeah, that's one of my picks. We can go with that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Man United under 4, because under 4.5s, if Arsenal win tonight and they're under 4.5, that was got our parlay. So I think that's the way we go forward. It's Man United, and that was at minus, say, 120, 200. Yeah, listen, we're going to be in good shape. It's going to play around plus 260. And boy, do we need it. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that I'll notify you, and you will never miss a show again. And there's going to be plenty to in and fro in next week. We have a midweek card, and then I'm going to throw in a couple of shows on Wednesday, a couple of shows on Thursday. So make sure you subscribe and get yourself in the chat when you do and let us know. Also, press the thumbs up on your way out and press the link in the description, and that will take you over to the articles wrote by either Martin, Tan, or Alex. And we've got loads of other writers over there that cover all of the sports that we show you here on SBR. Listen, plenty respect to everyone in the chat. We really appreciate all the support you do and get. Just go and enjoy Arsenal. Let's hope they win to 0. Cheers, boys. And I'll see you all soon. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.